Now it's time for Straight on the Point with Jesse T. from some undisclosed location somewhere in the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Jesse T.
I've turned my mic on. Thank you very much for doing that for me, the fabulous voiceover extraordinaire. I'm talking about the man with the master plan, Lee Baby Michaels. Yay, Lee! What an announcer he is. We got to bring him on every day, and we should put him on camera because he's a handsome devil, he is.
Oh, yes, he is.
He's a handsome, handsome man, and I will wear a red wig for you any day of the week, Lee.
That won't get it.
How about a maid's outfit?
Ooh.
What?
A French maid's outfit.
Not if he's got it on. If you got it on, then that's a different story.
Oh, wait a minute. You're moving in on me already. I can't keep this guy away from me. That's right. Hey, good to have you along with us. This is Jesse T Show. And I'm not a pirate today because I got my tooth put in. It's a temporary tooth because I knocked it out drinking some Dr. Pepper and eating some ice.
Yeah, whiskey, no doubt.
Yeah, well, we'll say Dr. Pepper. Okay, right? It's like whiskey, though, I swear. It's got to be some sort of message in that bottle, that's for sure. Anyhow, it's good to have you with us, and we are, of course, on Facebook.com/Jesse Torrero and YouTube, Jesse Torrero. Also on Instagram Live at Jesse Torrero, and we're on Power of Voices at Facebook, also the Power of Voices on YouTube, and Periscope live stream, and on the air and everywhere from the community to the world. It is Tuesday in Southern California. Thanksgiving just around the corner, and I can't wait. I'm already starving myself for the big turkey dinner. And unlike President Trump today, I'm not pardoning any turkey. Baby, no way. I'm going to get that turkey, and I'm going to eat it. Hey, I want to bring along one of my very favorite people out in the entertainment industry. I have run into this lovely lady to my right. Just an absolutely talented, gorgeous, beautiful woman. And she's looking around in space here. But let me tell you, look at just absolutely talented. And, of course, I'm talking about Lorraine Landon. Yay!
Thank you so much for having me on your wild and crazy unexpected show. You are so out of your mind. I absolutely love your shows. Every other show is like ballet, but you're tap dancing. You're always tap dancing on your show. So I really respect and admire you more than you will never know. So ever know.
Well, I don't have to know. Just the fact that you're here on the show is the gratitude that you give me, and I appreciate that very much. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, she has been an actress in town here for so many years. She's got so many great credits.
Were born, but,
yes, when the Dead Sea was alive. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
And I want to know your beauty advice, because if you're at least 4,000 years old, then you're looking this beautiful, my dear. I want to be 4,000 years old with you. Thank you.
Well, I don't drink at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do drugs. I run my pit bulls every day, and I swim 3 times a week.
Well,
and I try to keep a positive attitude. I try to. But I fail miserably. So we won't count that one.
I fail miserably every time I come up the 405 freeway every day.
Oh, geez.
I try to keep that positive attitude, but it sort of leaves me. I got pulled over by the CHP on the way home last night.
Why?
Because, they pulled me over because I have a back light out, right? So they pulled me over out of the pickup.
Well, they should have.
10,000 cars. And so this beautiful, gorgeous CHP officer with beautiful, beautiful eyes like yours, blue eyes, right? Blonde hair, just like it. Wait a minute. Was it you?
It was me.
Oh, whoa.
I had my hair in a ponytail.
And you had a gun.
Yes, I did.
Ooh.
I got one in my shoe right now if you want to see it.
Oh, I love it. Pistol packing mama.
Oh, yeah. I own a gun.
Do you like firearms?
Honestly, the only time I think people need a gun is when you're downtown LA in an alley and you might need some money.
Well,
but I do own a firearm. Yes, I do. So. But what
I am a Second Amendment guy, so you're speaking to the choir here.
I believe that people should have a right to protect yourselves. I am a Second Amendment advocate as yourself. But what I have, which is even better than my gun, my Colt 45, and my Sig Sauer. Okay, I have two.
Yeah. I love the Sig Sauer.
Or my pit bulls. I have 2 pit bulls. I can leave all the doors open at night, and I rescue pit bulls. I have for years. But you don't need a gun, and you don't need to lock your doors in my hood at all.
Well,
and helicopters are always surrounding the top in the house every time I come home, 90% of the time. But I always leave the doors open because people are so afraid of Moses, one of my pit bulls. He's all talk and no action, but people are terrified of him. They run across the street when I walk him. They don't walk or tiptoe. They run across the street because his bark is so much bigger than his bite. He's never bitten anybody in his life, ever. I can't even get him to eat his food. He doesn't even bite.
So what they say about pit bulls isn't necessarily true.
No, it's not true. It's the owner. It's the breed. They are the most protective of all dogs, of all breeds. The Staffordshire Terriers that most people are not aware of. They are the most loyal of all dogs. Unfortunately, there are certain people in this world that I will not mention, Michael Vick, and horrific monsters like him, who I think should be strung up by the balls. Can I say that?
You can say anything you want, my dear. You are on the Jesse T show,
That's
and
right,
you have
I
an
am.
open license to say whatever you want.
Where are we supposed to look?
Well, you can look anywhere. This is your camera right here.
Oh, hi, camera.
That's your camera, and this is my camera, and our cameras are very close together, and so that's very good.
I like looking at Lee.
Yeah. Well, you see, you're looking at the camera and actually looking at Lee, and that's why he has all my guests on my right side, because he doesn't want to look at me. You know, he'd rather look at you, of course.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Beautiful lady.
You're so handsome.
And that camera up there, that's just a kind of a catch-all camera, and this is too kind of a catch-all camera. There he is. Hey!
Don't say his name.
I won't, but you got your keys, right? All right, thank you. Yes. Yeah,
he's a producer, a dear friend of mine, Addison Wright.
Addison Wright.
He's an amazing.
Come on, you want to come in and come on, you got to come in here now. No, come over here. You got to put your face on the mug
commercial
now. Come on. This is Adam Wright, everybody.
And Addison Wright.
Addison Wright.
Look
right
in the
there.
camera right there.
Right here.
That one right there. How do you do, camera?
Yeah. Otherwise,
you want a fantastic.
You get a split face.
Oh yeah, that's so good.
Actually, it does. And we got special effects on the Jesse
If
T
you want
show.
a genius producing your films, if you want anybody who does line producing, executive producing, anything to do with feature films, this is your guy, Addison Wright.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for the pitch.
Hey,
Now-
absolutely, my friend.
Now-
You know, I'll tell you the story about what happened to Addison.
And keep your pants on this
Oh,
time.
Lord. I didn't think he had pants on.
He didn't.
I thought you just painted your legs blue like the blue guys in Vegas.
He thought you were Charlie Rose.
Oh, bum 10 times. I think 8 girls have come out now in a matter of
23 pages.
Oh,
23
Lord,
pages.
help me. What's going on with Hollywood and Wienerstock and Wienerstein and
Stock.
yeah, I call him Wienerstock.
Oh my God, that is wonderful. Wiener stock. Well, you know, there's been.
And I call Kevin Spacek.
Say it, Kevin Spacek. You know that was so depressing for me when that happened.
Right.
Because Harvey Weinstein has been the most unguarded secret in Hollywood for 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
But when I heard about Kevin Spacey, who happened to be my favorite actor,
Oh,
I was absolutely decimated emotionally, because I have watched every film he's ever made. Huge fan of House of Cards and everything he has ever done, American Beauty, everything.
Yeah.
And to hear this and to see these articles in the papers and in the magazines, I was in abject shock.
The list is growing.
I knew he was gay,
and growing,
which is fine.
Yeah.
But most of my friends are gay. That's great. But don't put gay in the same in the same sentence with pedophilia.
No.
I mean, that's just
two different things. I mean, what you sexually desire, as long as it's consenting, is fine, but not with kids.
No.
And not with youngsters. I mean, look at Jeffrey Tambor from Transparent. Everybody recognizes his face.
Yes.
He's been a character actor for 50 years.
Yeah.
He quit.
He's done.
He's done.
He's done.
Oliver Stone's in trouble.
What did Oliver Stone
Oliver
do?
Stone.
I know. I've heard he.
Melissa Gilbert says that Oliver Stone made her do humiliating sex scenes and harassed her.
I've heard he's hated women for many years. I've heard that. I don't know that for a fact, but I've heard that.
The list goes on and on. Terry Crews. Terry Crews says that he was sexually harassed by another man. The actor Terry Crews.
Yes, that I saw on TV.
You know, this guy here, he's in serious trouble. Whitstick or whatever his name is. It just goes on and on and on. I've been keeping track of this.
I'm so proud of these women that have, pardon me, come forward.
Right.
It's happened to me so many times in this industry. Many times.
Brett Ratner, the great producer. Brett Ratner.
I've heard about Brett Ratner for 25 years.
Yeah, and
I used to go to AA meetings. His own uncle would vilify him publicly.
Here.
And say things about him.
You know, it's crazy.
And I know women that have been around him and ran. And
what is it with these old guys now?
It's not old. I don't think it's gender related.
All right. Well, let me say this: with Charlie Rose coming out, right? Like they slammed him, but it seems like a lot of these older guys. They like to be in hotels in robes and come out of showers and walk around naked in front of people. What is that about?
I don't know. I don't have a penis. You tell me.
Well, let me ask.
Not anymore, anyway.
Let me.
I'm joking.
Do you have
totally
do you have any desire to come out in a robe? Yes, sorry.
Why do men do that?
I don't have a desire to come out in a robe.
Do men think it turns women on?
I don't know. Hey, honey, I'm just opening the front door. You know, I don't know what it is. Why the robe and the shower? I mean, and it's like all these older guys, the younger guys.
There was a younger director a couple of years ago that I took up to see a piece of my property that I own,
right,
up in Pacific View, and I took him up there because he wanted to see the view to use in his movie that he had not shot yet, and I took him up there, and immediately starts trying to make out with me. And then he exposed himself, and then he masturbated all over the wall, all over the wall that I own. A very, very famous director, and I should say his name, eh? N.
This is what I can get.
W.
Yeah, this
R.
This is like name that tune. You have 5 seconds. Tick tock, tick tock. NWR.
Anyway, he did that.
Yes.
He did that, and I was horrified, mortified, humiliated, and there's so much shame associated with it. You think, we always think as women, it's our fault, we did something wrong, and nobody would believe us anyway.
Yeah.
And there was a guy, Frank Rosenberg, who did Reincarnation of Peter Proud, who, you'll love the story, maybe you won't.
No, tell me, please.
Are you reading the newspaper?
No, what I'm doing is I'm pulling up some more names.
Oh, okay. I thought you were reading the paper.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
No.
Anyway.
I put a lot of my research right here.
I went to a studio, Metro Goldwyn Mayer. What was it? Not MGM. No.
Sony? Yeah.
No. It was on Santa Monica Boulevard. Samuel Goldwyn Studios.
Oh yeah, across from the Formosa.
Yeah. And this guy, Frank Rosen, called me, and he did Reincarnation of Peter Proud and a whole bunch of other movies. So he called me in, and within 4 minutes, he said the only way to get ahead in this town is to give head. That's the only way. And he put up a chair against the wall. And remember, you don't remember because I didn't tell you. I had a portfolio. He was looking through my pictures, right? My portfolio was on his table.
Right.
And I said, I'm not doing anything with you at all. I was terrified.
Wow.
I kicked the chair away and I ran out, and I went home. This was on a Friday. I went back on Monday. I called first. He answered the phone. I went back. They let me on the lot.
Yeah.
So I knocked on his door. And you know what the first thing he said was when he opened the door?
What?
he smiled and he said, "Oh, I see you changed your mind." I said, "No, I did not. I want my portfolio. I want my portfolio. You have my portfolio." And he said, "I don't know where it is. It's here somewhere." He says, "You're never going to work again in this town. You know, I'll make sure you never work again in this town." This has happened with so many producers and directors, you know, when I was younger. And also a couple of years ago, it happened with this person I'm telling you about. And, you know, it still happens on sometimes a few meetings I've gone to. "Oh, what are you doing later on? You know, how about I come to your house? You know, come to the academy with me. Oh, can I come in your house?"
You know, the professionals say, the doctors
nonsense.
say it's all about a power rush that these people have over control of someone's destiny or life.
Well, it is all about power. It has to be about power and shame. And they feel they're in a position where they can, make or break somebody's career. But it's all bullshit because they're not going to use you anyway, I'm sure.
No, they just
Not
want...
that I have first-hand knowledge because I never fell for it. I grew up Catholic and I was always terrified of my own shadow, you know.
Right.
So I didn't ever acquiesce to anything like that because I just couldn't do it. Ever. And I'm so very proud of all these women, Rose McGowan starting.
Yeah, it started with her.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I was so proud of her for doing that. But
I mean,
so
people
many,
like Dustin Hoffman.
what?
He had two to come up, and he apologized already. Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman. I'm looking for that list of the names.
But
Blow
you
you
could
away.
stomp him out like a cigarette.
Go figure. You know. You know what? But
I didn't hear about Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman. I'm gonna find that hit list I've been keeping here because it'll blow you away.
I saw your hit list. I was very proud of it.
Yeah,
That was
it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, these people are just I've been saying, you know, Trump is cleaning the Washington swamp.
Yeah.
And all these terrific people are coming forward are cleaning the Hollywood swamp. You know, but do you think that after this is all said and done, and it goes on for another year, and some huge names fall, both men and women, and do you think it's really going to clean it up, or is just going to perpetrate into a new generation?
I think it's going to perpetrate into a new generation, and I think there'll be some fallout, but history repeats itself, and sadly, there's always going to be some predator out there, dangling something.
It is a predator situation.
Oh, yeah. Because they know they have the power. And, the same probably for women.
Right.
I'm sure a lot of women have wielded their power, casting directors and producers.
There was a woman on the...
I'm sure, I haven't heard of any, but,
there's one here.
I'm sure it goes both ways,
Yeah, it does. And people are... It's just starting. It's not going to stop for a while.
Good.
It's
I
going
hope
to
it never stops.
I hope everybody's popped.
Yeah.
Even Ryan Seacrest has to for E! Entertainment. He even
What'd
has
he
to.
do?
But he got someone alleged harassment against him while he was working at E! Entertainment.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, even he's
by a woman.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anymore.
Yeah, well, that I mean, everybody knows, Ryan and Merv were great pals. Okay, Moiv, that's right, Moiv, right? Even Stallone got wrapped into some accusations.
That I heard about that.
Even though he's denied them, but Mike DeLuca, who's written in the story. I was friends with Mike DeLuca.
The producer?
No, he did a lot of, he was actually Stallone's in-type bodyguard for 5 years. His shadow guard, right? This close. And and it was all through the 80s. And some of the stories, he got murdered by the Ventura County Sheriff's Department. They killed him.
Why?
Oh, that's a whole story that we can talk about.
Okay.
But there's a lot of allegedness going on there with that. But so this thing is just growing and growing and growing. And I'm glad you talked about it a little bit because it just seems to me the more people that talk about it, the more shame that is brought upon those that have done this kind of stuff.
But in my estimation, the only reason people are going to rehab or apologizing or saying, "Oh, I never did this before." I'm sure they did it 200, 300 times. We kind of had to talk about that earlier. The only reason I think these people are getting in trouble or getting fired is because they got caught. If they hadn't got caught, they would still be doing it.
I love that. Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. If you don't, that's the problem.
When people go to rehab, when you honestly go to rehab, I have a problem of my own. Okay, I'm going to rehab because I have a problem, and I don't have to tell the world. I'm going to go to rehab and fix and try and better myself. But it seems to me, and I'm not the smartest person on the planet, obviously, but it seems to me the people that are going to rehab or getting their shows canceled, they got caught.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
They got caught.
Well, that's part of what's wrong with our society today. You're not a criminal until you get caught. You haven't broken a crime. But no, you broke the crime, whether you got caught or not. You shouldn't do that in the first place.
Yeah.
Have some morality to you, but they don't. They get usurped with power, and they try to control another person's life. And whether that person wants to participate or not, it doesn't matter. No is no. That's the bottom line to that. I mean, when no is no, no is no. And they think they can get away with it, and they continue to get away with it. I know human traffickers and pedophiles, before the FBI catches them, the FBI stats are 289 times that person who got caught for the first time in Christ.
I guess 300.
Yeah, you were right on the button.
No, I wasn't. I was close. So you say,
well, that was from 3 years ago, that stat. So, it might even be more today.
Higher.
Yeah, I mean.
So I was right.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened.
I would never do this. Never do
this again.
Oh, I'm so innocent. Oh, I feel so bad. I'll go to rehab.
Yeah, in a 5-star hotel rehab, right?
Gosh.
Absolutely. All right, so look, you just got off the set of a great movie with Bruce Dern, Thomas Churchill, the director, A Nation's Fire.
Oh, yeah.
That's a kind of a biker badass movie.
Yeah, it is.
Tell me about that.
Well, it stars an amazingly beautiful woman named Krista Grata, and she plays my daughter in it. And she was a biker, but she got out of that business, and now she kind of owns a tattoo parlor. And during the movie, her son gets murdered, eh? Mm-hmm. Her son gets murdered.
I love the Canadian, eh?
And then she's on a mission to find what really happened with her son in that classroom. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to divulge the entire story because nobody will go see it. But Thomas Churchill wrote an amazing part.
Isn't he terrific?
He is the best. Have you had him on your show?
Yeah, oh yeah, Thomas is a good friend of the show.
And he's so damn funny. He doesn't realize how funny he is.
No, I know.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because if you told him how funny he is, then,
he might not be so funny.
He might not be so funny. But anyway, he's a scream, and he's brilliant. And he wrote this part.
I think he's one of the top 5 or 6 young directors in this town that are about ready to bust out.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to do it with Nation's Fire. Anyway,
I just want him to hire me as a caterer on the set or anything,
I play Bruce Dern's wife in the movie.
So you got to do scenes with Bruce Dern?
Yes. And what happened was...
How was that?
Well, first of all, my husband was Tom something else, Tom Proctor.
Right.
Proctor. Anyway, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyway, Tom Proctor plays my current husband, but in flashbacks, Bruce Dern plays my husband.
Right.
And I'm a trailer trash train wreck, so it was no stretch for me to play this role. Trust me.
Wait a minute.
Trust me.
Don't tell me you're white trailer trash train wreck.
I am.
Oh, man. You're a lady after my own heart.
So
thank you.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I'm telling you the truth. And that's me. I don't care. I'm at an age where I don't care.
Isn't that great when you get to that age?
Turn me off and go somewhere else. I don't care. Anyway, Thomas Churchill, the great. I call him Sir Thomas Churchill.
I know. Oh, yes.
Did you know
Sir
that?
Thomas Churchill.
Sir Thomas, because, Winston Churchill. Well, that's what I call him. And he's never said anything about it, like, shut up, we don't say that, but I've never brought it up to him. But that's what I call him because that's how much I revere him.
Right.
Anyway, so he had these ideas for Bruce Dern and I. Bruce has had it with my drinking and had it with me ignoring the child, our little baby. And I can't stop drinking, right? And I try to stop, and I also lie to him quite a couple of times.
No.
And anyway, he comes back in flashbacks quite a few times, and Thomas said, let's just let's just go with it. No rehearsal. There was no script. And so we did these scenes on the stairs. It was all improv. Everything you see was improv.
Oh, that's the best when
In
the
one
director.
take. In
Oh,
one take.
that's the best, man. When you know where you're going in the scene. You know what you got to get to.
Well, that's because
Right.
Thomas told us. You know, we had
But just get there.
The guidance from Thomas.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't just get up there and stare at each other. But Thomas had a vision.
Well,
he had a vision. He had an idea, a lot of ideas. And he says, I just want you guys to do this. Here's what I want from you, Lorene, and here's what I want from you, Bruce. And I wasn't intimidated. I don't know why, because Bruce made you feel so comfortable.
Yeah.
And he's a 2-time Academy Award nominee,
I know.
obviously, for, I think, Coming Home in Nebraska.
Yeah,
Or am I
the
wrong?
first movie I saw him in was that space movie when I was like 8 or 9 or 10 years old. And it was those little 3 robots that he was launched in deep space. And you remember that? And Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And
Is that what it was
the
called?
3 robots were. And he had a mishap in space. The human crew died, and he was left with Huey, Dewey, and Louie to forever go through space. And he figured out a way to slingshot himself home. The character Bruce Dern was playing, and Huey, Dewey, and Louie had to participate, and they were very close. Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and Huey gave his life up so that Dewey gave his life up so that Huey and Louie could go home with Bruce Dern. And my mother, I was like 8, 9 years old, and my mother saw that movie. She couldn't watch that movie anymore. We saw it at the theater, and every time it came on TV and late night reruns or whatever,
I never saw it.
It was she loved. Huey gave his life up for Louie and Dewey to go home. And that's the first time you got to see it.
It's on VHS.
I'm sure if you Google search it, Bruce Dern, Huey, Dewey, Louie, and you'll get something. Great movie. It's the first time I saw Bruce Dern, and what a great actor.
He's such a natural. He's just such a natural. And when we did our scenes, there was no rehearsal. Thomas Churchill just gave us, our direction, our guidance, and talked to us individually and then together. And he said, I'm not even going to rehearse it. Let's just do these scenes.
Yeah, he's a great director.
He is the best.
He's about ready to break.
Oh, he is. Oh, yeah.
Into the big time.
Oh, yeah.
Scorsese time.
He'll never talk to me again, but Sir Thomas Churchill, thank you for hiring me for Nation's Fire.
If you don't talk to this lovely lady again, I will haunt you for the rest of your life, Sir Churchill.
That's it, Sir Thomas Churchill.
Hey, got to say hi to Kent Waters, Don Smith, have us on. Thanks a lot. Kevin Jenkins Jr., I like that name.
Thank you.
KJJ, I like that.
Thank you, whoever you are.
Michael Lanelli, good Italian name. Becky Romero has us on.
Hey, hi.
And the list goes on. Louis Urzua, Richard Shimura.
Look at all these people.
R.J. Johnson. I like that name. R.J. Johnson. Isn't that... Yeah, it's R.J. Johnson. I love that name.
That's a great name.
Isn't that a great name?
Like Howard Johnson.
Yeah, that's right. I wish he had Howard
look at all
Johnson.
these people.
Yeah, Bridget Gulroy. She's terrific. She's a young actress, and she's deaf. And she's so beautiful, but she's so talented, spiritually talented.
Yes.
And it comes out in her eyes. She's gonna go far. Bridget, we've had her in on the show. Melissa Lamming, Edmund Droulet. Do you know Edmund Droulet, the director, the great documentary director, Edmund Droulet?
No.
I'm sure if you saw him, you know him. Hey, good to have you along.
Recognize him if I saw him.
Instagram, I can't see over there. It's just too far from my eyeballs.
I can't see it.
So Nation's Fire is coming out pretty soon.
Yes, I think it's coming out in January or middle of January, perhaps February. And we do have a distributor, but I'm not allowed to say.
No, don't say
because
nothing
Sir
about it.
Thomas Churchill is going to disclose that.
Yes, absolutely. So you
And he should.
You got some other great movies that are projects, California Coven.
Yes, I'm executive producing. It's my first film I'm executive producing.
Give me 5.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm
yes.
casting. And
all right.
It's about witches that take over a nursing home
Right.
and try to resurrect the devil.
Do you
It's
have
a
any room for a
fabulous
monster or
script.
anything like that? I got
Why-
the perfect casting for that.
Who, you?
Lee Baby Michaels.
No, Lee's too handsome. No, we're looking for, honestly, for Fred Williamson to play the lead.
Oh, Fred.
For Cecil
the
Pickford.
Hammer.
Yeah, the Fred the Hammer, yes.
Yeah.
We really want to get him for the lead, for Cecil, the lead. But my role is Barbara Allen, and Scott Sanford wrote it, and we've been in discussions about casting and so forth.
Are they good witches or are they bad witches?
No, they're bad
Ooh,
witches.
it's good to play bad witch, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You get to do all that dirty, nasty stuff, spit and growl and all kind of stuff.
So I'm doing that, and also I've got coming out.
You got Go Straight to Hell?
Terror Tales is coming out, directed by this amazing young director named Jimmy Lee Combs. He's not only gorgeous, he looks like he's 15. I think he's 32. He just came out for AFM, and I'm sure
we saw each other at AFM.
Yeah. You were running around with your
your
Periscope was out.
Thank you. I'm glad you told everybody my Periscope was out.
Whatever that thing is.
I just want to know if it was a big Periscope or a small Periscope.
It was a very big Periscope.
Oh, well, thank you very much. It does extend.
Yes,
as you pull it, it extends farther.
But anyway, Jimmy Lee Combs is a fabulous horror director, and
did you say horror director or horror?
Well, I'm the horror. He's the horror director. Anyway, Jimmy Lee has this amazing ability to amalgamate tension and terror at the same time, simultaneously, and that to me is a mark of a genius director. And
so young too.
Oh, he's like I said, he looks like he's 15, 16. Very handsome, incredibly talented. I'm so proud of him.
Now, when is that going to be out? When are we going to be able to see that?
I think it's coming out in February, possibly February. But he's on Facebook if people want to friend him, whatever.
You're working a lot. You're working a lot, aren't you?
I am working a lot. I just did Night Terrors, which is directed by David Maccabee. And
I love David. We've had David down. Isn't he cool?
And when did you have David on?
Oh, man. We had David Maccabee, the guy with the beard. He had a whole beard going on.
Yeah.
And this had to be about maybe 10 months ago. We had David Maccabee. We're going to bring him back in because he's been working on a lot of great projects.
Well, here, look at this.
What's this about here?
He just sent this to me today.
Oh, David Maccabee, we got to get you back in here.
For a Night Terrors. And
we'll bring Lorene back in here, too, with you. Absolutely.
It's just incredible what it says. He sent it to me because
let me read it. Okay. This was a great trailer when I saw it.
13 Horror, yeah.
Okay, 13horrors.com. Let's see here.
He just sent this to me today, this afternoon.
It was great to see the film version of your screenplay. I was already semi-in love with Jane, as I hope I made clear
That's me. I played
in
Jane.
my previous feedback. How could nobody ever not be in love with you?
If you got to know me, you'd run. Anyway,
now, after seeing Lorene Landon bring her to life, I'm officially head over heels. What a performance. She earned herself a rapturous round of applause here in our office, so I hope you can pass our praise on to her. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Boy, that's beautiful.
I was stunned.
What a nice bunch of things to say.
It goes on and on and on.
He says, she was captivating. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's extremely well shot and very, very creepy. It is. I saw the original trailers he put together. It was really, it was the kind of thing that you wanted to see more. You wanted to see more.
Yeah.
And Alex Nahara.
She plays my daughter. It's sort of like Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
Oh, okay.
And I'm the self-absorbed actress that only thinks about herself and dismisses my daughter's night terrors that she's having, and they're getting worse and worse and worse, and she's growing these things.
Yeah, that's what the trailer.
It is so creepy.
Do you like doing horror pictures or dramas or comedies?
I very, very seldom do horror.
Yeah.
I think I've done 4 out of the 37 films I've done. I've only done maybe 4 horror films. And
what do you mostly fall into?
Comedy. I love comedy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And drama. I mean, I could cry at the drop of a fork. I don't know. But I prefer comedy because doing independent films, I love doing independent films because they give you the creative license to be yourself, and I always bring something to the table.
Right.
I try to. You know, I'll read it. I'll read the skeleton. The script to me is a skeleton.
Well, like Syndicate Smasher. Syndicate Smasher and
I star in that with Mel
Samurai
Novak.
Cop 2. Samurai Cop 2.
I star in that too.
Yeah. 2 great movies.
Yes, Mel Novak is in both of those, and Mel Novak is.
We've had Mel down. Mel's just lovely.
Incredible.
Isn't he lovely?
Yes, he's lovely, and he does so much for charity, the prisoners, and he's a
great guy, and he also dresses so beautiful
immaculate
all the time.
Yes, he does.
I mean, I bowed down. He's like a Goomba, you know. Hey, Mel, thank you. Can I kiss your onyx ring, please? Thank you very much. Absolutely.
He just got back from, I believe, Nebraska. He was there for, I think, a week filming.
Now, Samurai Cop was a follow-up to the cult movie Samurai Cop that was done like 20 years ago.
Yes.
And it was a follow-up, Samurai Cop 2.
Gregory Hatnaka put it together and called me or emailed me, and I said I'd like to read the script, and it was a fantastic script. And he wanted to do an homage to Hundra that I starred in. You know my movie Hundra. I don't know if you ever saw it.
No, I haven't seen that one.
I play a female Conan. Play a female Conan. We filmed it in Spain, Almeria, and Segovia.
Oh, I gotta watch that. I want to. Are you in like the Conan Barbarian outfit?
Oh yeah, I was just like Raquel Welch, the whole thing.
Oh,
Except
Lord.
I did 36 stunts in that movie.
Okay,
maybe 40.
You
stunts.
do your own stunts?
All my own stunts. Also, all the marbles. I did all my own stunts as well. The wrestling movie I did with Peter Falk.
I saw that, yes.
Yeah, we were told there were no cutaways, there were no doubles, no nothing, and they saw 2,000 girls, and Kathleen Turner was one of them. Peter Falk's wife was one of them.
Right.
But they narrowed it down to 12, but by the grace of God, they narrowed it down to 4.
So you were in the squared circle.
Eh?
You were in the squared circle. That's what they call it,
what does
the
that
wrestling
mean?
ring.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a blast because I was very, very athletic back then anyway, and always doing my stunts in films. And this gave me not just an opportunity.
So not only do the pit bulls protect you, but you're like the barbarian who knows how to wrestle, protect you. And you got weapons. I'm telling you, don't mess with this lady. You don't know what you're going to get.
Well, I'm not as innocent as I appear. Let's just say.
Oh, no, you are. You're just an innocent doll. That's what you are.
You're kind.
Yeah, very soft and subtle.
Are you being forward? Are you being aggressive? You touched my hand.
I'm sorry. Yes.
I think that constitutes harassment.
It does. Well, I apologize. I do apologize. Do you accept my apology?
You have to laugh or you'd cry, about all this insanity.
Death Game. Tell me about that.
Oh, that was called Hunter. They brought me in to play. Gregory Hatnaka asked me to be in. It was originally called Hunter, and my scenes were with George Lazenby, who was the first James Bond.
Yeah, the first one. He did the one movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Often.
How did you know that? How did you know he only did the one James Bond?
Oh, Jesse T. I can't help but being me. Jesse T. What can I tell you? The Brown Beauty's on duty, baby.
That Brown Beauty's on duty.
That's right.
This is why I love this man. Because the rhymes he comes up with, right? The rhymes he comes up with, the way he talks, it's like he's tap dancing. The whole show, he's tap dancing, right? Other shows, it's ballet. Tell me this. And what was it like to do?
Yeah, right.
This, I can't spell it, but what he's the direct antithesis of anybody I ever been with. Truly. I told you this before on a phone call, before you hung up on me. But you said something.
I just wanted to bring the white trailer trash out in you. That's all, because I knew you were going to be in today, right?
Well, you have.
Oh yes, and we almost had a mix-up because I was supposed to honestly let you know a couple, 2-3 days ago. Yes. So I call her at the last minute or email her at the last minute, text her, and I say I got a promo up, and she goes, wait a minute,
I was at home writing Father Time.
Yeah, new movie you're doing, right?
Another movie I'm doing with Larry Cohen. We wrote a Jailhouse Dog together about dogs in prison.
Wow.
Unwanted dogs. And there's a girl, Rochelle. I wrote the part for myself, but whoever wants to play it, if we get the money. She is, running this, these unwanted dogs at a Petco kind of place, and the guy that runs the prison is a loser. His wife left him for the prison chaplain, Lester the molester. So his poor guy's a loser, and he encounters this girl.
All he had to do was have the name Chester.
Yeah, Chester.
Lester the molester. Right.
That's very funny. Anyway, so they end up in prison together. The inmates pilfer his dog.
Wow.
It was a French pedigree dog on purpose for the audience, because the thematic echo is rescue, don't breed for greed. I'm a very big advocate of rescuing dogs and cats, and I'm so proud. What made my year so far was when California has been the first state to pass the no purebred law. You can't buy a purebred in as of 2019.
Really?
2019, I believe. Yeah.
Here in California?
Nope,
Nationwide?
you can't buy in California, first state in the union.
You can't buy purebred?
No backyard puppy mills, none of that stuff.
So let's say I wanted a Rottweiler.
No, you go to.
I could go to a place that breeds. It's a licensed and everything.
No such thing. You can't do it anymore. No backyard breeding. You can't go to a.
How do I
store.
get a Rottie? How do
You go and you get a mixed Rottie. Or you go to the shelter. You go to the animal shelter.
But what if I want a regular full-blooded?
Too bad.
I like Rotties.
I don't care what you like. Go and get yourself a real dog. A dog
Wait
that
a
wants
minute.
you. Most of the dogs in prisons are too.
That's fascism.
Pit bulls and Dalmatians.
That's like communism.
Dalmatians are very high strung.
They're making me breed a dog?
My turn. When they're high strung, they're high strung. So kids love them, and then they grow up and they throw them in jail. So to speak, and the same thing with pit bulls. But as I aforementioned, pit bulls are very, very loyal to their owners, and pit bull mixes and so forth. So anyway, that's what Dog Pen Jailhouse Dog is all about. Larry Cohen and I wrote that. We wrote Father Time together, and we're very excited about that. And the Hostess Twinkies, which I wrote, which is all about dance hall hostesses in the squalid bowels of downtown Los Angeles.
Well, they used to be there up and down Spring Street.
Yeah, I've seen you there. I used to work there. I saw you there.
Yeah, I was hustling too. I mean.
Well, my girlfriend told me about this place, so I,
make a little bit of money on the side.
When my mom passed away, I had a major breakdown. Plus, all these perverts in Hollywood.
She's telling them all their secrets.
Anyway,
man.
so I worked there because my girlfriend worked there, and I made it close to $600,000 a night.
600,000 a night.
A night for 4 hours. Yes.
Wow. 600,000 or 600?
$600 a night.
Wow, that's better than an Uber driver.
Yeah. For 4 hours. It was from 9 to 2.
And folks, that's just dancing. People paying for a dance.
Dance hall. And then they tip you. And
and
if
there
you
was
got a really good customer, they would tip you like $400 or $500.
Right.
And I had a gentleman that always wore a suit. He was a publisher from Illinois. Normal, Illinois.
Right.
He was an incredible.
I think all those are closed up.
I wrote a movie about it. I don't. Or are they probably?
Gone,
it was a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
But I wrote about it called "The Hostess Twinkies," and it, like I said, it chronicles the sordid subsistence of dance hostesses in the squalid bowels of downtown LA, and how it affects them emotionally. And how gratifying it is for the girls, but it's what they go through. A lot of them what they go through. But then again, we choose our own paths. So.
I had a chance to talk to Adam West, Batman, the original Batman,
yeah.
way back before he died. In the 90s, in the 80s and the 90s, he had a hard time making any money in the business. So he was doing car washes because he's Batman, and he couldn't get past the stereotypical Batman. And one of the questions I asked him, I said he had already moved up to Idaho. He moved his whole family up to Idaho during this last periods of his life. One of the questions I asked him, I said, how did you deal with the artistic aspect of Hollywood not hiring you and that kind? And he said, I started painting because it allows me to express the creativity in all kinds of different ways, as wild and crazy and kooky and funny, because he was a really funny guy.
He was.
A funny man. And he says, start painting. So you do that too with your writing, you're doing a ton of writing.
I do a lot
of writing. Is that therapeutic in a lot of ways?
I have so many scripts, some I've written by myself and some with Larry Cohen. Mm-hmm. And it's very therapeutic. I always write about pretty much what I know. Like with the dog thing, I know about dogs rescues. I know about working downtown in the Hostess Club way back when, and I chronicled it. Because I had planned at the time to write a movie about it, and the movie also revolves around my father, who I brought down from Canada when he had a cardiac arrest and bladder cancer. So I incorporated him into the story, and a few times I brought him down to the club. And he thought he was in hog heaven. He didn't know he had to tip. He wouldn't tip anybody. He could give the people, the tip was next time wear more cologne, and next time wash your feet or whatever.
Oh, really? It was actually a tip.
Yeah. He wouldn't wash his feet. No. And the girls said they're going blind from the smell of his feet. But it made him happy, in his older years. And I wrote about it, and I'm very, very grateful that I wrote about it. I've got so much interest in the Hostess Twinkies, and I came up with that idea because that's what we were all called, Twinkies.
Right.
Everybody called us the Girlfriend Experience, which is now on TV. I wrote this 15 years ago.
Wow.
And I did. And I just love writing. It's therapeutic. And I've got about 11 screenplays.
Well, like I always say this, what Olivier said in his own autobiography that he hand wrote himself. He said, an artist, even if you're not doing whatever it is your favorite thing to do, act, sing, play an instrument, whatever it is, if you're not able to do that for whatever reasons, go out and do some other artistic something. Learn to play piano, learn to paint, learn to sculpt, learn to juggle.
I play classical piano. You're right. I'm always
be
Pisces.
creative.
Oh, yeah.
Because that creative part of your brain needs to be exercised.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
My best friend, Lisa French, who I love and adore. I love you, Lisa. She's an amazing choreographer and the real deal. She's as real as it gets. And I also want to give a huge shout out to my incredible manager, Joe Williamson. Who
isn't he great? Isn't Big Joe the best?
The best.
Big Joe
Absolutely
is the best.
The most charismatic, the kindest, no bullshit.
No, he's just a very nice man.
He is so forthright, unlike a lot of directors in this town who promise you a part, which happened to me recently. I was promised a part and then locked in with my agent, and then I was on tour for Larry's King Cohen that I'm in. Right. And I got a call from somebody I never heard of. You no longer needed in the movie, and that separated the director, who I had been friends with, and myself for quite some time, and I know he knew that I was let go, and it really angered me so much because I had turned down one film shooting at the same time, another film I took a very small part in, because I had such a massive part in this movie I was talking about. So I couldn't memorize all these lines in the script and all these lines in the other script. So, when you memorize lines, it takes a long, long, long time. So I wasted so much of my time memorizing all this dialogue. I'm not even going to say the name because I will not give them the benefit of the doubt. Right. What for? But
it's a tough business because people.
It's a mercurial business.
It really is
mercurial business. That's just the way it goes. So it's okay.
You have to really look at the long term of it and not the short term. And see where you want to go and how you're going to get there and just continue doing what it is to get there.
What you'd love to do.
And supporting yourself on the way so you don't have to have anybody else pull your purse strings.
Young people ask me all the time when I go to restaurants, whatever, and I say, "Are you an actor, actress?" "Oh, yeah, I'm an actor." I said, "What are you doing about it?" "What do you mean, what am I doing about it?" "I'm an actor." I said, "But are you going to school?" "No."
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing? Are you going to theater? Are you observing people? Yeah, I observe people all the time, all day long. I watch people. Do you take copious notes? No, but I have the passion. And I say, you need something much more than passion to be an actor. You need perseverance. What's that? How is that relatable? I say, you can have all the passion in the world that you want, but if you don't have the perseverance to carry through your passion, you're not going to get anywhere. But so many people say, I have passion, and I'm an actor. Well, you're not an actor if you're not acting, if you're not going to school, if you're not going to theater. I go to a lot of theater. If you're not observing.
If you're not creating.
If you're not, like you said.
Got to be creating.
Got to be creating.
Something.
Even if it's chaos.
And today you can do that with all the new technologies. It doesn't take much. You can use your cell phone camera now to make films. I mean, people do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to continually to push your ability and creativity, because if you don't, no one's going to come do it for you unless you're Paris Hilton or something like that. No one's going to give it to you.
That's true.
And in that respect, my idea of my entertainment career is I always decided whether you're going to love me or hate me. I don't really care. You'll remember me.
That's a good attitude.
I keep knocking on the doors and I drive my car through them. And that's not a joke.
You have?
Joe Williamson's on. He said
hi. Joe.
Yeah, Joe's listening. Also, Sherry Mager, Daniel
all
Harrigan.
Those people, my gosh.
I mean, they're coming. They're coming.
Endless.
Linda Cardiff, May.
Who's that?
I don't know, but
look at all the loves and the hearts. Thank you so much.
Hugs and loves and kisses.
Kisses right and hugs right back to you, sweetie.
Taz Zoretti. Teresa Lynn Welt Lowe. Boy, that's a name.
Yeah.
My goodness. Teresa Lynn Welt Wheat
Oh my gosh, look
Lowe.
at all those people writing you.
Don Smith.
Are they watching the show?
Yes, they're watching. They're watching you,
They're
not me.
watching the show?
Yeah, Michael Lanelli, Becky Romero.
Oh, my
Lou
goodness.
Urzua, Richard. I mean, it goes on and on. Once
I see that. Thank you so
And
much.
that's just on this one site here, emanating. And we're
Thank you so much for watching the show. I know you're here for Jesse the Bessie.
No.
Yes, of course. Amazing personality.
Well,
and so tap dancing.
No, I appreciate that. The kind words.
You know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah, I do totally.
What do I mean by it?
I'm moving like the Energizer Bunny rabbit.
Exactly.
I never stop.
Exactly.
My brain is always ticking.
Oh yeah, you're like
Tick-tock.
light years ahead of the next question, or well, you don't have a chance to talk because I want shut the hell up.
No, you were doing. Hey, look, I like to shut up. I mean, many program directors and TV stations and radio stations told me, Jesse, we like what you're doing, but can you talk a little less? No. Okay, you're fired. Thanks.
They say that too?
Oh yeah, man. I don't care. I'm still here. Come on.
Yeah, you're still here.
I've been doing this almost 50 years, so Johnny Carson. You were on Johnny.
I was on Johnny
what
Carson
was it like to
twice.
What was it like to be sitting next to the right hand of Johnny Carson?
Well, first of all, everybody thinks that he comes and talks to you in the green room, eh? But he doesn't. He'll come in and just shake your hand.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to know you. In my experience, I was
Right.
on the show twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, at the time I was doing all the Marvels and I the Jury, Airplane 2.
Yeah, you were in Airplane
100.
too. That's right.
Yes, I was. And
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
You
Testa.
Yeah,
Not testicle.
No.
Testa.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't that kind of funny?
Yes.
I didn't say anything because I couldn't believe I was in Airplane 2.
Right.
Right? But they asked me to be in it. I didn't have to read for it or anything like that. They just said,
That's the best
You are
part.
so crazy. You are so insanely out of your mind funny. And we want to give this role to you. So I said, okay, when do we start? And they told me in 2 weeks. So I said, okay, I'll be happy to work for whatever you want. I was stunned how much they paid me a day. A day.
Well, that was a SAG job.
It was about $10,000 a day.
Look
a
at
day.
What was that? $27 or $30 million budget for that movie? That was an expensive movie, and that was way back then.
That was way back.
Imagine what it would be like today at $90 million or something.
Oh, at least. As a matter of fact, we shot enough footage that you could make 3 films, not just 2. You could have made 3 films. That's how much footage they shot. And I had an opportunity to work with so many great actors, especially Sonny Bono, who I became very, very close to.
Mayor Bono of Palm Springs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I still think the first one was much better than the second one.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
It's hard
You're
to top.
not supposed to say that. You're supposed to say my movie was better.
No, I just want you to
I'm
hit
teasing
me.
you.
No, please hit me some more. Thank you.
Okay,
Oh.
no.
Yeah.
Okay, you're recording all this, huh? Yes.
Oh, it feels
You're
good.
recording all this.
Thank you very much.
I'll be in jail for 10 years? As long as we're in jail together.
Hey, conjugal visits,
That's it. That's it.
So sitting on the stage with Johnny, I mean, that must have been just like a mind blower.
Well, I was on with Dudley Moore, and he was seeing Susan Anton at the time.
Right.
And he asked me out. He kept asking me out in the green room. And I kept saying, aren't you
It
seeing
doesn't stop.
7-foot Susan Anton, who was so beautiful? And he says, we're breaking up. So I saw him 4 or 5 times,
Right.
And because he said they were breaking up.
Right.
Like Steven Seagal, when I met him, said, I'm divorced. What he wasn't.
No.
He was a perfect gentleman. I have to give him that. I know
He's got a lot of bad publicity right now.
Horrible publicity. Unspeakable publicity.
Yes.
To be honest with you,
he's one of
when I
those.
met him, he was a perfect gentleman. He had an Aikido.
Yeah, Aikido gym.
Gym out in the valley.
I
He
know.
would take me to that, take me to Thai restaurants.
Yeah.
He was very, very blessed, very grateful,
Yes.
very humble.
What happened?
Well,
to him?
what happened?
I know.
The stories I've heard from women that auditioned for Under Siege blew my mind at autograph shows, because I do autograph shows,
Yeah.
To help pay for the vet bills, the pit bull bills.
Right.
But I love to meet the fans from the movies. I don't look at them like fans. I talk to them because I'm fascinated as to why they're fascinated by the movie. And they're so gracious. I've never yet met anybody Oh, there's one guy, David Grokey. He says to me, Lorene, he says, my girl, you are still hotter than donut grease. That is by far the funniest thing I have ever heard. And every time he ever writes me on Facebook,
Hotter than donut grease?
he said, you are still hotter than donut grease. You know, so of course I open my top a little more.
Oh, yes,
but
thank you.
he says, you don't have to do that. You are just hotter than donut grease.
Donut grease.
Isn't that hysterical? Isn't that I said, did you make that up? Can I write that in one of my movies? And he says, of course. So he did. But he's a great guy. There's so many wonderful people.
I'm so fascinated about donut grease.
You're hotter than donut grease. You know how hot donut grease
that's hot.
Yeah, that is pretty damn hot.
Are you slippery like donut grease?
Very slippery. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Olive oil. Let's get ourselves in some trouble. I know this is not politically correct. Well, we probably lost half the audience.
I'm far from PC, that's for sure.
Too.
Right, Lee?
The direct
I'm far from
antithesis.
PC.
I think so, too. Me, too. Same here.
Absolutely.
Same here.
Yeah.
XYZ.
So I had this.
Did you make that up? That's great.
So I had this fantasy one day that I was going to be able to sit on the Tonight Show to the right of Johnny and tell him about my first agent, right?
Yeah.
And so, I'll do the short story because it's too long. And so I get this agent and I read for them and they love me. And so I go out on a lot of commercials for this agency and they give me a lot of work and I'm doing fine. And I'm working at KTNT Radio on the air too as well.
Wow,
and
that's
I'm
a huge
doing
show.
some voiceovers and stuff like this. So, but after 2 years.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's always.
Will this take long?
No.
Okay, go on. Go on.
I'm telling you, I should have put water in there instead of gin.
Yeah.
I mean, I did. I met my match, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Okay, I'll speed up already. All right, already? Gosh. Okay, it's my show. Damn it.
Not anymore.
It was. That's right. I acquiesce. Anyway.
That's a big word for you.
It is. Thank you.
I'm impressed.
Are you really?
Not really, but go on.
Okay, thank you. As long as you fake it till you make it. Now that's all that matters to me. You want to go out and have some Tommy's burgers afterwards and some chili cheese? Sounds
good to me.
You paying?
No.
Hey Lee, can I borrow $25? Sure. So anyway, real quickly. Oh, they're the best, Tommy's burgers or fat burger, veggie burgers. So I'm not going out on any film rolls. And so I'm pissed. I go up to their building. Okay. I walk in, walk past everybody, right? And I say, look at, I need some film rolls. Why don't I go film rolls? He turns around, looking out the window. He hands me a script. He goes, I was just thinking about this script for you. Now, we've all heard that line before, right?
Of course.
So I said, oh, this is great. Okay, so his wife comes in. She goes, oh, yeah, you're looking at that script. Yeah, we were thinking about that for you. Oh, okay, great. So I read the script. And as I'm reading the script, I can't see anything. So I'm reading the script, and it's got a bunch of bumps on it. And I said, you must have a problem with your typewriter or something because there's nothing on here but bumps. And they said, oh, no, we gave you the wrong script. Here's the script. And I said, no way. You're blind? And he said, yeah, didn't you know I was blind? I said, had no idea. How long you been blind for? My whole life? You've been blind for at least 2 years? Yeah. Well, no wonder I'm not getting any film roles. A testament to my talent, right?
Your agent
was blind? My first agent was blind.
What a remarkable story,
I wanted to tell Johnny that so bad. I never got the chance.
Oh, my, he would have loved it.
Coach just feels so sorry for me now.
No, not at all.
That's all right. Just keep crying until you do.
Okay. All right, I feel sorry for you.
Oh, thank you.
I think he
my first agent was blind.
And you didn't know for 2 years.
I didn't know for 2 years.
That is
it's a crazy story.
Unbelievable.
He was like Stevie Wonder, you know?
Uh-huh.
Stevie Wonder with the black glasses, right?
Yeah.
You got to work for Stevie to understand Stevie. You know, and he had those dark black glasses. And I never saw him walk or anything. He was always sitting down. And Imagine when he auditioned me to sign me.
Did you know this, Lee?
I worked for him as well.
You did? Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's testament to my talent.
I doubt it, but anyway.
Anyhow.
I'm sure it was an amazing experience that he was blind.
Yeah. And I didn't know it.
And he didn't even tell anybody.
No, I had no idea.
Did he wear sunglasses?
Real thick black sunglasses. And
It was a dead giveaway.
no, I didn't know. Hey, come on. I was 23 years old. What do I know? I got some agent, my first agent in town. I'm doing good at Kitty, right? And he's getting me commercial work, right? But I'm not getting any film work, right? And I'm saying, oh God, all right. And he hands me the script and it's in Braille.
What a great story.
Honest to goodness story.
Johnny Carson would have loved that.
Would he have loved that story?
Because he loved anything that was an anomaly.
Yeah.
Backstories.
Yeah.
He didn't care so much about your career because, he's just looking at the pages.
Yeah.
Tell me this and
Right.
that. He loved, he always did these gags and these
Right.
things with the turbans, and he was a brilliant comedian. But he always wanted the backstory.
Yeah.
I think even more for himself than the audience because he was fascinated by the backstory, how you got here, why you got here.
When you
what
busted him up,
here?
he was actually laughing. He was actually enjoying the moment. You knew Johnny. When Don Rickles came on all the time, he would just let Rodney Dangerfield. They just let him go. Just sit there and let Rodney. You just let him go, man.
He didn't even talk half the time.
So tell me about your wife.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, we went on a vacation, right?
Show.
I took her to the Grand Canyon, right? We packed up the RV and we went out there, and I left her there and went on vacation. Rodney Dangerfield, right?
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, so that's fun. So that's the story I wanted to share with you. Do you feel honored?
Honored?
Did it touch you?
Yeah, it did touch me.
Where? In your shoulder?
In my little girl.
Oh.
But we won't go there. And it is a little girl. But anyway. So
where do we go from here?
What else do we talk about? Oh, go to my IMDb page, please. I beg you, and give it a like. Please go to my IMDb page.
Yes.
And
go there. You're going to see all her projects, everything she's done.
I've got a lot. I'm very grateful to God, but by the grace of God, I am only still here today, because most women working my age, they're gone. They're just completely gone. But I have been very, very blessed.
The great Lorene Landon.
And LoreneLandon.biz. Please go there.
Yes.
And buy some pictures. I've got some brand new pictures there.
Yeah, she'll autograph them to you.
Yes, I will.
Reach out to her on Facebook and Instagram. Just Google search her name.
No, I'm not on Instagram.
Facebook, though.
Facebook.
You got a fan page.
And Twitter. I'm on Twitter. Yeah. My sister Charmaine. Oh, go to Real Art Studios. Please. RealArtStudios.com. She's a genius. She makes leggings and dresses and everything. And she dresses me all the time, my sister Charmaine. She's unbelievable.
Michael J. White just checked in. The Michael White. Wow.
Who's that? Hi, Michael White.
The great Kung Fu man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I got you now.
Hey, are you taking me on or something? You want to fight? Yeah.
I was going to fight Michael.
Oh, okay. All right.
Who's Michael White? That name sounds very familiar.
Kung Fu guy. Okay, anyway. Hey, good to have you on the Jesse T Show. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're the best.
So much. Thank you so much. And Lee, what an honor and a privilege. I thank you more.
No.
I thank you most. Because I'm very, very grateful and blessed. I really mean that. Everything else is just...
The world according to Torrero, straight on the point, and the brown beauty is off duty with the blonde bombshell in the place to be, rocking the house for you and me. Mwah!
Thank you for joining us.